What's up, everybody? Today is June 16th of 2020. Today in this video, I want to talk about the recent passing of Jim Steinman, who was a longtime collaborator of Loaf. One sec while I fix my volume here. Okay, I didn't want anyone to get any unexpectedly loud noises during this. So in this video, we're going to talk about Loaf in connection to the passing of Jim Steinman, and how this story connects us, actually, to the recent mass shooting in downtown Austin, which I did a video on recently on my channel, as well as the passing of one of the victims, whose name was Douglas John Cantor. So through this story, as well as a couple of other news stories that Loaf has been a part of lately, we'll see how this all connects together, and why we'll probably see more Loaf riddles in the news later this year. So to start this off, we've been seeing a lot of Loaf in the news, and back in April, back on the 19th, we had the death of his collaborator, Jim Steinman. In May, on the 23rd, the Reels Network had a documentary about Loaf. And just this past week, just 2 days after the shooting in Austin, we had this article published by Fox that talked about Loaf's poor halftime show performance, or pregame show performance, way back in 2011. And this is something the news frequently does. They'll bring something up from, a decade ago, and it seems to be completely random that it's brought up, but really it's connected to current news stories. Furthermore, there's an internet character named Onyx the Fortuitous, who's actually really funny, and he wants to have Loaf in his film coming up that he recently started a Kickstarter for. So just exhibiting here that Loaf has been a topic of much discussion. So we're going to connect the passing of Jim Steinman to this shooting. And curiously enough, Jim Steinman was the producer of Bonnie Tyler's song, Total Eclipse of the Heart. So we'll do a little bit of digging and look at the eclipse numerology with Bonnie Tyler, the release of this song, and the date of the Austin shooting, which was June 12th, the 38th anniversary of the release of this track. So shout out to everybody in the chat today as well. I'll probably go a little bit long this video, so I will be trying to pay a little bit of attention this time, unlike usual. Furthermore, the shooting in Austin, Austin is the first major city that's within the limits of the path of totality of the 2024 total eclipse. Worth mentioning. Now, another reason we may be seeing Loaf a lot in the media is because he's best known for his trilogy of albums called Bat Out of Hell. And consider how coronavirus was said to have been, originated from bat caves. And the origins of COVID have been in the news a lot lately, with all these figures coming forward and saying that it seems more likely that it leaked from a lab. That's been one of the things the media has been doing. And you realize, based on how well the people accepted the coronavirus agenda, there's various scripts they're going to play out afterwards. So everything that they're saying about this lab leak, it's all a distraction from the truth, which is that coronavirus is not actually a real virus that's transmissible. At least that's the truth that I've come to, observing what I've seen, but I guess I'll get flagged from YouTube for saying any more, so. Moving on, this year has interesting matching numerology with Loaf, whose birth name was Marvin Lee a day, which sums to 221 like this year. His birthday this year falls on a date with 77 numerology, which matches his name in reduction as well as his last name. So this brings us to his colleague, James Richard Steinman, whose name in the standard alphabetic order sums to 204. And measuring from the birthday of Meatloaf, September 27th, to the passing of Jim Steinman on April 19th was 204 days. Earlier this year, Meatloaf turned 73 years old. That was the age that Jim Steinman was when he passed away as well. And in the standard alphabetic order, Meatloaf has a value of 73. So do his first and middle names, Michael Lee, 73. 73 is the ordinal value of the word sacrifice. This is also ritual sacrifice in reduction. On the date he died, Jim Steinman was a span of 73 years and 170 days old. In the reverse alphabetic order, the word sacrifice equals 170. And also notice the overlap in reduction. Sacrifice summing to 46 and 62. Meatloaf's real name, Michael A Day, also sums to 46 and 62. His colleague Jim Steinman also has Gematria of 46. And notice how his name also sums to 170, dying a span of 170 days after his birthday. The Reels Network documentary about Meatloaf aired on Sunday, May 23rd, which was 4 weeks and 6 days after the death of Jim Steinman. Meatloaf's real last name, A Day, also, by the way, summing to 406. The gematria of the word kill also plays into this ritual. On the date that Jim Steinman died, look at the numerology. This is something I discussed in my video on Walter Mondale, who died on that same day. Notice the numerology of 64 and 28. Walter Mondale equals 208. And he was born in 28, I believe. Became a senator in 64. So that's a video you can look up on my channel. But all of these numbers line up with the gematria of the word kill in the base 4 methods. Even in Hebrew reduction, you get the 19 match. And Jim Steinman's death fell exactly 28 weeks before his birthday. Notice that's the reduction value of Meatloaf, 28 and 44, numbers found in kill, like the date he died. Now in Jewish gematria, the word kill equals 59, the English value of Jim. Steinman was born on a date with standard numerology of 59, and his death fell a span of 5 months and 9 days before Meatloaf's birthday. Notice how Meatloaf's birthday has numerology of 59 this year, and his full name, Michael Lee A Day, sums to 59 in reduction. This is a number that connects us back to the shooting in downtown Austin on June 12th this year. Downtown Austin equals 59. The shooting there was in the entertainment district. Entertainment equals 59. And the date of the shooting had primary numerology of 59. Another number I discussed in my video that was significant was 130, or 13, which 130 represents. The shooting began at 1:30 a.m., and it was reported that 13 people were injured in the shooting. 13 injured. This was the number paraded out all day. The shooting was on 6th Street, and 13 is the 6th prime number. 6th Street even sums to 130. Meatloaf's birth name of Marvin Lee A Day sums to 130, and the last name A Day even equals 13. 13 squared is 169. Jim Steinman died 169 days after his birthday. Meatloaf's birthday is September 27th, 1947. And September 27th is a date I've been talking about a lot this year. Remember earlier this year we had the Suez Canal blockage, and the boat had the word evergreen on the side. Evergreen with that 927 gematria. And this is because 927 is the anniversary of the Society of Jesus, September 27th. And I found it interesting that not only does he share a birthday with this establishment, but check out his birth name, Marvin Leah Day, summing to 1336 in English, matching the Jewish value of the Jesuit order. Furthermore, in English, Meatloaf, Michael Leah Day, his full name summing to 177, which is the same as the Jesuit order. Consider how Pope Francis is the first Jesuit pope, and the head of the Catholic Church was 177 days after his birthday on the date of the shooting in Austin, Texas. That date was the 12th of June, written 1206. In reverse Sumerian, the Jesuit order equals 1206. And check out how not only does Austin, Texas have the same gematria as Jesuit order, but the city of Austin is a perfect overlap with Jesuit. Jim Steinman was born on a date with primary numerology of 78, matching Jesuit, the Jesuit order, and Austin. The shooting in Austin fell 107 days before the anniversary of the Society of Jesus, which again is also Meatloaf's birthday. And the word shooting sums to 107 in ordinal. That shooting was also 54 days after the death of Jim Steinman. Both Jesuit order and Austin, Texas share gematria of 54. Austin even 504 Sumerian. But think about this date, April 19th, and how most of the world would write it, 19/4. The number 194 connects the Jesuits, which sums to 1094, to the Catholic Church, Catholic summing to 194 in that same Jewish method. Now again, the Catholic Church is currently led by Francis, who's headquartered in the Vatican, both of those numbers summing to 47. And think about how significant that number is to the Jesuit order. Meatloaf was born in the year 47 on the 407th anniversary of the Jesuit order. The one man who we're told died in the shooting in Austin, Texas, was named Douglas John Cantor, who, with capital letters, has gematria of 407. Meatloaf's most famous album, Bat Out of Hell, summing to 47 in reduction. And to solidify this connection, we're told that Douglas John Cantor died the following day after the shooting at 12:01 p.m. And when most people think of Meatloaf, they probably think of the song I'd Do Anything for Love. Well, check out the track length of this song, 12 minutes and 1 second, 12:01. As I mentioned the other day, 1201 is the 197th prime number. That's the phrase of, or the value of downtown shooting in reverse. And Jim Steinman died 197 days before his birthday. So no doubt, the story of Douglas John Cantor is a numeric tribute to the passing of Jim Steinman earlier this year. Or so it seems. I also mentioned how Douglas John Cantor has gematria of 205, like Austin, Texas, and they said he was 25 years old. The name Douglas and Cantor, both 25. Well, Jim Steinman died a span of 205 days after Meatloaf's birthday. Think about how the word Pope equals 25 and 205. But as I mentioned earlier in the video, Jim Steinman also produced the song Total Eclipse of the Heart. And of course, Total Eclipse of the Heart was from singer Bonnie Tyler, born Gaynor Hopkins. Another name change, so we'll get to have a little fun digging into these numbers. If my stream is blurry, it's probably the live feed. It's probably your connection. My upload speed is pretty awesome. Anyway, the thing about Bonnie Tyler is this. Her birthday is June 8th. And back on the date June 8th in 1918, this was the last time that a total solar eclipse had a path of totality that swept from the west coast to the east coast of the United States before the recent total eclipse in the year 2017. And here it even tells us the track of the eclipse did not happen again for 99 years, right? 99 years. So Bonnie Tyler, again, born on June 8th, the anniversary of that eclipse. But not only was it the anniversary of the eclipse, it was the 33rd anniversary of the eclipse. See how the word eclipse sums to 33 in reduction. That eclipse occurred on a date with numerology of 51 and 33. In the reverse alphabetic order, the word moon is 51. And Bonnie Tyler was born in the year 51. Her song, Total Eclipse of the Heart, check this out, it's got 99 gematria in reduction. Again, there wasn't another eclipse like this for 99 years. The moon has gematria of 99 in the reverse alphabetic order. The song Total Eclipse of the Heart was released on the date June 12th, 6/12. Again, that's the date of the recent shooting in Austin, Texas. And consider how the verse Revelation 6:12 is the one verse in Revelation that mentions both a solar and lunar eclipse. 6/12, like the date June 12th. And once more, Austin, Texas, in the path of the next total solar eclipse in the United States. So on the date of this shooting in Austin, Texas, Bonnie Tyler was 70 years and 4 days old, like the number 704. In Jewish gematria, the phrase total solar eclipse sums to 704. Consider how the song again came out exactly 38 years before the shooting in Austin, Texas. We're going to hop over to trusty Google Translate. And I want to show you how the word moon in the Hebrew cipher sums to 38 ordinal. If we instead look at the word, what was I going to do next? Solar eclipse, or the phrase solar eclipse. Notice how we get this value of 83. Total eclipse of the heart released in the year 83. Not only is it solar eclipse, but total eclipse. You know what? It gives us the same phrase, but certainly the phrase total eclipse, which is slightly different, has that 83 value as well. Now, we had a pretty significant solar eclipse back on December 14th this past year. And that eclipse was the exact midway point of the two great American eclipses, creating an X over the United States. Now, if you measure from the December 14th eclipse date to the death of Jim Steinman, which was on April 19th, you get a span of 127 days. And in the standard alphabetic order, Jim Steinman sums to 127. This number also connected to the moon through the Metonic cycle, 127. Now, we talked about how the shooting in Austin was a tribute to the Metonic cycle. Metonic cycle sums to 668 in the Jewish method. The mayor of Austin, Texas is Stephen Ira Adler, which equals 668 in English. And in the Metonic cycle, there's 235 lunar phases. And if you measure from the date that Steve Adler took office to the date of the shooting, it was 2,350 days. I forget if he was sworn in as mayor on the 4th or 5th, but either way, or the 5th or 6th, but either way, it was 2,350 days. So, pretty interesting stuff there. With Meatloaf, Jim Steinman, the Society of Jesus. And remember, guys, the emblem of the Jesuit order is essentially a solar eclipse. And I guess you could say it's just the sun with its rays. Remember, the corona or atmosphere of the sun is only visible during an eclipse. Society of Jesus has this 56 Gematria in reduction. And with the S exception, oh, look at that, Society of Jesus 83 as well. Like that solar eclipse number. With the S exception, total eclipse sums to 56 as well. And there's been a lot of mention about the Jesuit order symbol. And if you flip this upside down, you get the word shit, apparently, which is very true. And the word shit sums to 56. And on that note, that'll do it for this video. So thanks to everybody for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. We'll talk to you next time. Peace, love, and God bless.